let's get a look at the markets. Good morning, Prognish. What's up, baby? How you doing? Yeah. Guys, this is gonna be a busy week, so let's try to stay on top of everything. So, first things first, market is creeping up. We're just in bull market, right? So at this point, we just have no reason to believe that the market is topping out. You know, a lot of times when the market's at highs, we want to kind of get in our heads like, oh, we got to be ready for a short. We got to be ready for a short. But we're not really seeing on any particular time frame of price like any deterioration in the tape. And so when you think about like a longer term rollover, you know, you would want to see a deterioration in the tape on shorter term time frames. So like even if you're looking at a 30-minute chart, you know, I'm thinking like this week, if as long as we can kind of hang out over this 190, 150, we're still going to be like really bullish. You know, if we break under this, yeah, sure, we have like a little bit of a gap to fill here, but we still got like multiple levels of support, like big support on like a lot of different time frames. You know, so we don't have like, you know, there's nothing that says like, holy crap, you know, we've got to be, you know, really defensive. If anything, you know, we want to be aggressive in this type of tape. We also have earnings season starting. Today, it's not really, today, not so much, but it will. I think Tuesday and Wednesday. Wednesday's Netflix, and then, you know, things will start to roll. Alcoa should be on the 17th. That's usually the kickoff of earnings season. So Wednesday, things will start to pick up. Tomorrow, you'll start to see a bleed in of different stuff. Hey, Ernie, what's up? Corey, how you doing? So I think it's going to be a busy week. Today, if it looks slow, because there's not that many gappers, if it looks slow, make sure you don't kind of push the chips in too hard, because we're going to have a busy week. You want to keep your mental and physical capital ready to go. Let's talk about Watchlist here. OSTK on watch, it's already going red to green. You know, OSTK, you know, originally was a retail stock, then it started to only run because of the price of Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin's been tanking and this thing is still holding up. So it looks like it's just a big giant short squeeze kind of the last, you know, few days. I know on Friday it looked like they might have been calling in shorts on OSTK because they were running out. Like, I mean, like I saw like, you know, you have a ticker of like your short list, and it was, you know, there was like a couple 100,000 shares available, and then it was like 2,000, 1,000, and then they were just gone. So they may have called them in, and so that kind of started the spike on Friday. We'll see if it can keep continuing, because it is spiking and dumping a lot every day. So, you know, you may see like a one more big push before it starts to roll over. I like this one though, and keep it on your watch list. I got ESTC here for rubber band short. JJR, what's up, baby? I got ESTC on watch for rubber band short. We're up 6 days in a row. You got your candle completely outside the upper Bollinger Band. You're at 99 stochastics on this bad boy. I think one more push up towards 100, and we'll get a nice short out of this one. You know, being able to use like 100 as kind of risk. It may not get up to 100, right? You're still $7 away, but one more big push. Like when I have a rubber band short, I want to see that last big push before I try to shred this thing. Going counter trend is a very difficult and tricky game unless your entry is really good. Oftentimes it kind of takes a couple tries. So just be mindful. Just be mindful of all that. IAA, this is an IPO stock. It's one of the few ones that's actually holding up. Had a nice shred at the open as it broke previous day's high. On Friday, I think this one, it held up pretty well. It dropped about $1 into the close, which is not much. I think this one's going to be on watch for a potential. Watch it for red to green today. Lyft had a remount of its MAs yesterday. Nice $4 range. I know a lot of times people like to trade Uber, but Uber is, Uber is so thick. It's thick as molasses, right? Is molasses thick, or is it maple syrup that's thick? Whatever it is, it's thick. It's thick as Jesse Porter's girlfriend's butt cheeks, right? Just kidding. Hey, Jesse, what's going on? So, I like this one. You could see, like, also it was really reacting nice to its MAs and stuff like that. So, we definitely want to keep this on the list. Watch the previous day's high, which is 64.50. If it takes it out at the open, it may just roll right away. Jesse will look forward to having you. I like that one. JNUG is probably my favorite over the course of a week. It's opening up week. Watch this one for a red to green. JNUG and Nugget are the same. They both are flagging out and look pretty good. I like JNUG a little bit better because it tends to have a spread, a little tiny spread on it, but it skips where Nugget grinds. Rugged grinds, like there's no spread and it trades really thick. So sometimes you can be in it and you're like, when you're watching it, you're just like, ah, like shit. But I like it overall. It's got a good structure to it. Boom, 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 boom. Da, 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 da. Hold on here. Get my boy up. Da, 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 da. Man, I got so many damn windows going. Maxer, you got a flag pattern on this one. So there's two aspects of it. If it breaks out on strength, kind of like this 10 spot, then, you know, this one's going to be a long. If you start to see a fake break and it fizzles out under 9, actually, you know, you might get a short on this thing. You know, it's been dying to break down, but kind of be wary of those. If it fake breaks, I'm actually probably going to shred this thing short. If it doesn't, then, I mean, it looks like a beautiful long in most cases anyways. Mitch, we got the Match.com group. So you got the second test over here. Now you're kind of rolling in for test number 3. It's going to be good. You guys are going to like that one a lot. Dun, 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 dun. Brandon, how you doing, buddy? Braden, I apologize. Not Brandon. Roku is a daily trader for us. Roku, we can't chase this thing on strength. It needs to pull back here. If you get this thing anywhere in the kind of 101, 100 range, then what we'll do is look for an intraday setup on this one. Roku reacts really well to like 1, 2, 3 patterns. So a 1, 2, 3 pattern, guys, is like when you, and this is the only way you can play Roku right now. When you get like a multi-dollar flush, so you need like $2, $3 kind of flush. What you want to see is like a pop up and a higher low. So you get a 1, a 2, and a 3. That's my favorite reversal pattern. It'll look like a makeshift W, right? It'll look like a makeshift W. You may double bottom or like you make a higher low, but it's going to look like a makeshift W where you kind of, right, see that? And so when you get that 1, 2, 3 pattern, that's the reversal pattern. So that's like my favorite intraday reversal pattern. It's a little bit harder to spot when you're new, like to kind of train your eyes to it. But if you can spot that 1, 2, 3 pattern, you will see like stocks that have like big momentum do this type of rebound all the time. Like you ever see a hot stock and it flushes at the open and just rebounds out of nowhere and you're like, fuck, like how would I have gotten into that? You get into it with the 1, 2, 3 pattern. A lot of times we're so conditioned to kind of get like flag patterns and stuff like that that we forget there's like a nice lower, easier, lower risk entry that we can shred with. And then this RVLV is going to go either one of two ways. You know, you're going to bust this thing over 40 and it's just going to go friggin' bunkers, or it's going to bust under this range over here and then it's just going to be dead for a while. Right now, it's what we call, what's the term when you're stuck in range? It's a penis in between us, right? Like you're just stuck in the middle of the range and it's just getting sold off at 40 but getting bought up at, you know, in the low 37s. So you've just got a range that's developed over here. If you look at the 30-minute chart, you know, you got a little bit of a range. You've got a range inside the range and then like a longer term range. So, you know, this range has got to cross itself before it's like really released. Oftentimes, if you take, say, a hot intraday pattern, but it's say like it's at $39, right? So you're inside the range. You'll see this all the time, like where it'll go up like 50 cents or 80 cents. You think it's great, and then it just rolls back over. That happens because you're stuck inside the range, right? When you get stuff that trends that can actually follow through, then you actually need the range to break, and that's when you get much cleaner plays. But if you get inside the range, when you take a pattern, it's a scalp pattern. So the difference between scalp and a meaty day trade is one, you've released over resistance, and the other one, you're kind of waiting around for the bigger picture move to play out, but it hasn't, so you're taking quick trades. When you get in a trade, you've got to always resign yourself to, okay, is this something that's breaking out free and clear? and I could take like a meatier chunk, or is this something that I'm just going to be taking a quick trade on? And that's like how I determine if something's like a scalp versus, right, something that I'm like really trying to go for gold, right, trying to go for gusto. This work looks like a short. You had its first you broke IPO lows on Friday. The interesting part was that the volume was 3x what it normally is, which tells you right off the bat, right? Like this, somebody may want to just get this thing shredded and flush this thing out. At some point, it's going to have like that kind of like $3 rebound day. It's just not ready yet. Like this thing, first of all, like I use Slack for like my mentorship group and stuff like that. It's nice, but all it is just an AOL chat room, right? Like it's like a nicer version of AOL Messenger. How they released this thing at like 25, 30 billion is beyond me. But, you know, so it's got probably room to fall. It's thick, it's heavy, it's fat. We may have a little bit. At some point, I do expect this thing to rebound and get kind of that short squeeze in it. But at the moment, with that volume spiking up, we're short life on it. I did check. It's actually easy to borrow today. You know, it wasn't easy to borrow for a while, but now like they're starting to make more shares available. Cron is nice. Like, you know what? Cron is, all these pot stocks are in the dumper. And, you know, as somebody in my 30s, I like shorting pot stocks because, right, like you always want to slap like the millennial avocado toast, weed smoking hipsters who rub in CBD all over their wieners for boner pills and God knows what else is going on. So I want to short this thing and teach these little kids a lesson that you don't mess. You don't mess with grown men with dad bods. We're dad strong, right? We don't mess with people like that. To beat your ass. So we want to short this cron. If it gets under 1420, we've got ourselves a nice range break. These pot stocks have been in the dumper. They got more room to fall. The volume was actually picking up on Friday. So that one's looking good. And then ILMN too. ILMN, I know it's a $300 stock. A lot of people don't want to trade something like this. But if it breaks under this range, dude, it's going to get shredded like right off at the open. And dude, it's going to party. So it'll be pretty fun. I see a lot of you guys. It's good to be back. Sorry, we've been super busy. We relaunched the website and, you know, chat room. We got a new chat room up here and with all sorts of nice, fun degenerates. And so, you know, we've been busy. So I've been a little bit out of commission on the webinars, but we back, baby. We back for at least on and off. Matt, what's up, baby? Baidu looks okay. Chinese stocks in general have been in the dumper, so to me, like that's not a trending thing. So that's, you know, more maybe like a longer term type of play. JD looks better. Like this looks like you got like a range break over here. A range break like this could work. It's got good volume, good liquidity. It's not the fastest moving stock. It trades a little thick, but you know, overall, like I think you can party with JD. More of a swing than a day trade. So just gotta be mindful, you know, of those kind of things when you're doing that, because otherwise, dude, it's gonna be such a pain to shred. But guys, add Lulu to the list too. All right, Lulu to the list too. And there was like some little small cap bonanza popping up today that you may want to add to your list. Capper. This one's got a really tiny float on it. I don't even think that the float on this is 15 million. TC2 has not been updating the floats properly. I would guess the float on this is like 1 million. The way it's trading here, if you see the way it's moving, the float on this is probably like 1 million, and it's already doing over 1 million in volume. So definitely add capoeira on the list. And, you know, I know I added this solely on the list, but it's a dumper. So that's it, guys. Be good, be fast. Save your mental capital because we got a busy week ahead of us, man, with earnings season coming around. Like, there's just going to be a whole shitload of stuff that we've got to do. And, man, we've got to be able to shred. We got to be able to shred on a consistent basis. So, add Lulu to the list also. And I think we're going to be good to go. Lulu. All right, let's go do what we do, people. If I could turn back time.